I feel sometimes I feel like a sardine.
I am lost.
Hi, and welcome to Good Morning America. My name is Susie Sue, and today... No, you know what? It's not a Good Morning America. This morning, when I was leaving my house, my cat ran out and got hit by a car. And then on the way to work, somebody threw a slushie in my back window. And you might be asking me, why did you have your window rolled down? Shut the fuck up, okay? I don't know. And then I also found out that my husband was cheating on me with a rhino. Anyways, let's move over to the other anchor, John.
It's a terrible day today. The Red Sox lost by 6 points. My backyard got flooded with slime. And I can't even eat teriyaki chicken without getting beat by a bat by my son. We ain't never gonna make it. Life has been tragic. I don't even care about the weather. Back to you.
Welcome back to the podcast, guys. I'm Christina, this is my brother Spencer, and we just made this podcast to show that communication is key in all aspects of life. If there's anything that we talk about on here that you would like to hear us talk about more of, or something that you don't hear us talk about that you would like our opinion on, you can always let us know either on our social media, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can let us know in the comments below. We're also on Spotify, so if you're taking your daily walk or listening to someone cry on Good Morning America, you can always just pop in those earbuds and turn our podcast on.
Yeah, and if you want to get yelled at by a rhino, you can too. We're going to be on all the other podcasts as well too. If you want to listen to us on Apple, you want to listen to us on iHeart Radio. I don't know a single listener on there, but if you're on there, we see you. Yeah, so all those other ones, we got skits coming out. Yeah, lots of new content, lots of new things, of course. And yeah, let's begin. We're already on the 29th podcast.
Woo, almost 30th.
We're halfway through because there's 52 weeks in a year.
We're halfway through the year?
No, we're halfway through our year of doing this already.
Oh.
We're past 6 months.
I was like, damn, has it really already been half a year?
No, but it has been going by fast. It seems like it's May.
It has been going by fat. That's what I thought you were going to say. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I don't know what that means. But...
It's whenever you dress up in a cow suit and run out your front door.
The other day, I was walking out of my room, and I'm assuming because it's getting towards the hotter months, there's a big fat fucking roach crawling on the ground.
Oh.
Luckily, I had my Crocs on, and I said, dink!
Okay.
He went to heaven. Actually, no, he didn't go to heaven. He went to hell where he belongs. I hope he's having fun burning in eternity.
Yeah, damn. What size roach?
Like a big daddy roach. Like it was like a grown adult. And luckily I sneak attacked him because he didn't see me coming.
Oh shit.
So he didn't start flying or anything. And you know I'm scared to even get close to bugs. So I was like, it's now or never. He was crawling towards the water jugs and I was like, if I lose him and he crawls on me in the middle of the night, that's it. I'm done. I'm throwing myself off the balcony.
Has that actually happened? Because you bring this up so much.
You never know. There are like people that have had...
So it hasn't happened is the answer.
Not to me, but there's people that have had roaches crawl in their ear.
Yeah, and they're late babies. See, I always thought that would happen to me because I was at a very roach-infested place on two different occasions.
They might be
No, they're not there. I checked. By putting a sledgehammer through my ear.
You're like, I actually killed myself, and they're not there.
Yeah, I busted the shit out of my ear, so if my hearing's bad, which most people tell me my hearing's bad, so maybe that's what it's from.
They're like, what happened, bro? Old age? Nah, sledgehammer to the ear.
Yeah, and then they're like, it seems like it's getting worse. Oh yeah, normally I listen to people using fire axes, but I'm standing really close to them when they're doing it, and sometimes they catch my ear.
It's actually a monthly ritual for you to hit your ear with a sledgehammer just to make sure they didn't get in
Think
there.
of it like it's almost like Christmas, but it is monthly. So basically, think of it as like your monthly goals.
The calendar turns over and you're like, hitting my ear with a sledgehammer on the 20th.
The best part too is like to keep it a part of the ritual is I put chop suey on. It's just really loud yelling while it's happening too. So everybody thinks it's natural whenever it's screaming. They're like, oh, he's screaming to this song. Not really.
Like, I'm just trying to set the mood.
Yeah, I'm trying to set the mood, get the lights on me. But I make sure that they're really hot too. Like I have like 5 blow torches coming at me.
You're trying to burn them in there too?
I'm trying to burn more than that. No.
Bibble dog, he's coming for your job.
Yeah. What if there was actually a hiring process for that? Like
for Bibble Nation or like?
Well, I guess for movies, like in a manner, like if they had to come up with the flamethrower, they're like flamethrower specialist.
Is that a thing?
I feel like it has to be.
Flamethrower specialist?
Because have you ever seen the credits of movies? How long they are?
But wouldn't you just be a prop designer? Like, I don't think they'd use an actual, like, flamethrower.
Okay, what do you mean by prop designer? Wouldn't they be the person just designing it?
Or, like, prop person, whatever the heck they're called.
I would think, like, stunt double, but still, I mean, they're just doing the stunt. They're not the person who's, like, using, I don't know. I just thought about that because I'm like, they use flamethrowers and all these different, like, they actually do because I've seen, like, small clips of it where they're doing that, but I don't know what they're like classified as. Alien?
Did you hear about that actor that accidentally shot and killed another actor because they were using a real gun on set and he didn't realize it was loaded?
Okay, this is not recent. The way that you said it sounded like it happened like a week ago.
Oh, no, it's not recent.
Okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Alex Baldwin.
Alec. Who's Alex?
I was trying to come in. I'm like, I got the name, I got everything.
You're like, I did all my research. Here's my paper, and I'm like, immediately no.
Yeah, that's you get a C because you did get most of his name right, but one letter.
I just thought that was like, why did they use a real gun? Like, that was unnecessary to use an actual real gun.
Yeah. Well, the main thing is, like, the amount of prison sentencing he got, way less. Like, he bought his way through that. There's, like...
Most celebrities do.
Yeah, I would say no doubt in this situation. Like, in terms of how it's went through and, like, how much they've lessened his charges. Like, you literally killed somebody on set. And they talked about the gun being a real gun, but also loading it and knowing that they were going to be firing it as test. That was not in the testing range.
Yeah, not if it's pointed at someone.
Yeah, and that's where there's way too much evidence that goes against him, in my opinion. But this is the thing. This is where we have to stand up to these things, or they're going to come up to your door and just shoot you and be like, oh, never happened. Or play another one like Nazi Germany, where your friend would come up to the door and be like, hey, man, let's go somewhere. Let's go to some place. And they only wanted you to come. You never return. What is the book called? I want to say it's written by Dostoevsky. Crime and Punishment? I mean, that's probably not the exact one. Why am I forgetting the name? Basically, it just entails the whole aspect about concentration camps and where he went and, like, the process behind it. Because they would do brutal stuff. You would be in the middle of surgery and they'd be like, you're under arrest, and then you'd still be on the gurney as they're literally rolling you over into a bus.
Like body open and everything?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. They were brutal.
I believe it. I mean, they had to go into those gas chambers. They were working with little to no food or water. I can't imagine. But one of his friends is really like, oh yeah, come out to play, and then just like ratted him out.
Oh, this was multiple people. This wasn't just... I believe he was on the dock at that time when they came and got him, but it's because they actually surrounded him. Like the main police guy said, if you can bring me to this person, I'll lessen the punishment that you're going to get. So that was the thing. Like, if you have the police that just are telling you that and you're very gullible, you're just going to fall for it. And especially if it's going to be a friend, somebody who you trust is beyond gullibility at that point, because it's like your friend wants you to go somewhere. Why would you? Typically, you're not going to say no to that.
Yeah, well, even if like you would like say no, like they're your friend, you trust them, you don't expect them to like walk you into a bad situation.
And this is where the part of like standing up really matters in this case, like to the police and just force in general at times like that. Because if you're seeing this trend, okay, don't continue it. Even if they're offering you it's going to be better, you're taking something that is not promised. That's ultimately it at the end of the day. You're not going to get past that. And if you do get past it, you're going to get punished more potentially. He was talking about at one point in the book where he was literally in a room, like a closet that was built for like 2 people to stand. They stacked like 8 people in there. Like that, they had some serious stuff going on. I'm trying to remember the name of the book. There's multiple versions of it too. It's not Crime and Punishment, but I know that's another one that's written about that.
Look it up.
I want to, but I don't have anything that
Well, it's the author's name.
The problem is I don't know how to spell his name.
Spell it as best as you can.
Oh, somehow it came up. See, Crime and Punishment is the one that keeps coming up, but the Brothers Karamazov? Maybe it is Crime and Punishment. Maybe I've just been doubting myself.
Don't doubt yourself.
The Grand Inquisitor.
Look up what the book is about, and then you'll know for sure.
It has to be Crime and Punishment. But I just remember multiple books. Crime and Punishment summary. Okay, you gave me like literally the smallest thing in history.
Because you were on Images.
Yeah, but I mean, they use like oh my gosh, this is just awful. Wait. No, this is absolutely not it. The way that they were saying it was like murdering.
Get off of the Images then. Go to the...
I'm just giving up. I really don't care. Like, I know it's going to come back, and it will come back up. Not worried about it, though. I'm just going to let that be. It's not meant to be talked about. I'm pretty sure people already know what we're referring to, because it is a part of history. The main part is knowing those aspects that happen so you don't carry it out again. And that's where the pattern recognition happens, where you don't give too much power to the wrong people, because that's exactly what will happen. Although, it's interesting, there are many different viewpoints even on Hitler specifically, overall, that is like wild. And I'm not going to discuss them on here because I need more information and understanding to bring up different notes about it, because there's so many different angles. Like, the mainstream society says that he's a terrible person for what he had done, but it wasn't him that was a part of the entire way of enacting this. It was actually the government that was behind it, and they just had the person who was there that was making radical change be the spotlight of the person who was causing all of these things. Now, again, there's so much history and so much stuff that has to be there, but yeah, somebody's gonna get on to me about that statement, but yeah.
I mean, even if he was just like a figure or like a face for the government, he still went along with what they were doing, which still does not make him a good person, even if he didn't order those, things to happen himself. That's like the royal family. Like, they don't actually really have any like power. The government does there, but they're like the face of the government. So they do know the things that go on, and by them continuing to be there, they're approving what the government does there.
Right, yeah, that's definitely true. It's definitely talked about in that book as well, too. About how him as an individual, he could have stopped and said no and like left, because people had like flew away. They flew to America, they tried to escape before it all happened. But there was this one person who really was like, no, we need to fight against this. We need to do something. I mean, he went on like public television and talked about it. I forgot his name as well too. It's been a while since I've looked at some of this stuff. There's so much information just in the world. There's so much history that getting all of this down is just really difficult, because you have to like plan your time out to like not only do this, but also have the present and the future. And it kind of went back into what you were talking about is it possible for somebody to do all of these different things. And it's like, yes, but I know there's going to be limitations to it because there's so much information on each subject that like trying to dissect something is just, it's so difficult. Like if we had to know what every penal code was in every state in the United States, in every city, that would be so difficult because it would, number one, it would be boring because people just don't want to look at that. But number two, like, are you going to use that information? Is that a part of what you're going to do with life? It really just depends. Like, you should know some penal code, but it's just like, number one, where do you get that information? Well, you can get it from books. You can get it from even going down to the station and looking at all these different things. But then you have to remember these things.
You go down to the station and you just pass over a box of donuts and you're like, give me the penal codes.
Okay, you don't have to give them the box of donuts. The penal codes are not like priced. You can go get them.
Okay. Give me back the donuts then.
Nope, you already gave them over. You're gonna have to take the donut shop and put it inside the police station if you want the penal codes now.
Dang, you just told me they were free.
Sorry.
And not only are you taking the donuts that I brought, now you're requiring me to build a whole shop? Do I look like a construction worker to you?
I didn't say you had to build a whole shop. You can literally
just
push
put a table?
the shop into the police station.
Can I just put a table and it just says donuts for sale on it?
Well, it has to pass their standards of like being in the city, and
It has to pass their penal codes.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, well, give me them first.
No, you don't need them because that wasn't even the objective. What you needed to do was push the donut shop inside. You tried to recreate the donut shop, which is a slap in the face, which they're going to be serving you raw chicken this evening because that's unacceptable.
Okay. Well, raw chicken is actually my favorite treat.
Oh, I thought you were going to say drink. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm sure people have done that where they've blended up a chicken and they've drank it.
That reminds me of like people that eat egg yolk. Like raw egg yolk.
I'm one of those people.
Disgusting. Disgusting. How do you not just like throw up?
Well, because I don't know
Because you're like,
how.
delish.
Well, I don't know how you would go to throwing up. Like, what would it be? You're just...
It's just like slimy, and it's probably nasty. It's not cooked.
What do you mean it's...
It's slimy and nasty.
Like, the taste is somewhat affected, and it's mainly texture. Like, when you bite into the yolk, it's still the yolk.
How are you biting into the yolk? It slides right down your throat, like a water slide.
You can puncture it with one of your teeth, like popping an air balloon.
Okay, so you know this, is this like an everyday like ritual that you have? You like wake up and you're like crack an egg and just dump it down your throat?
You could do
Well, you
that
bite
method.
the yolk first, apologies, and then you dump it down your throat.
Apologies. Actually, I throw the yolk at the ground and eat the shell.
Forget the yolk, bro. I'm here for the shell. I'm here for the crunchiness.
Which you can eat the shell too. That is calcium. It's not bad for you either.
It's not bad for you till it hits the stomach and it starts shink, 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 shink.
Okay,
and suddenly,
acid is burning that egg, and you're telling me that it's shinking you.
It's shinking you as it goes down your throat, and then when it gets into the stomach.
You wouldn't feel it going down your throat.
Okay, so you know this from personal experience again.
Yeah, because you know there's people who do the magic tricks with the swords. Same idea.
Okay, so you've swallowed an egg whole.
A sword. No, I haven't. I've eaten parts of shells, but I typically have had the other way. I don't prefer it because it does a weird thing to my brain. Like something in my brain like lights up.
It shinks your brain.
Oh.
It actually travels upwards. It doesn't follow the laws of gravity. It just starts.
Would that just be gravity? That's many laws right there because you're saying it's passing the blood-brain barrier if it's hitting my brain.
Yeah, it's in your mouth and then it just floats up through your nose and then by your eyeballs it says hi and then it goes into your brain. It's like, shing, shing, shing. And then you're like, oh, I feel weird. And then you go to the doctor and he's like, you're internally bleeding. And you're like, okay, cool, doc, what can we do? And he shoves tissues in your ears.
That's it? I was going to ask him for crutches.
What, did it shink your ability to walk? Your brain's suddenly like, oh, I don't know how to use these.
No, it might be like I've never been to the doctor before, and I'm just like, I've seen people in crutches whenever they break their bones. I broke one of mine up there.
That's
Give me
not
crutches.
a bone.
Well, I mean, I've never been to the doctor, so I wouldn't know.
And that's when he sends you back to school.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Hello, welcome back to your first day. My name is...
First day? Okay, wait, do I have to go back to pre-K or kindergarten?
Well, you never went to pre-K, so maybe you should go back to pre-K.
Okay, so I'll go back to pre-K. The first thing that will happen is the police that were from before with the penal codes, they're going to come arrest me because why is a grown-ass man at a preschool? They would send me to a special facility. Vietnam.
It's actually the time machine that sends you back in time.
The hot tub time machine. They just throw me in the hot tub and then drown me. They're like, you're going to go back now.
Damn. They're like, you're going to meet your creator. Bye.
And then I realized who it is. I'm like, oh my gosh, I always knew it.
It's Steve Harvey.
I was gonna say it was a stepped on box of crayons at Marshall's. But Steve Harvey suffices.
You're like, that's okay, I'll accept.
Yeah, I'll accept. I can do a little Family Feud. What you got for me, Steve? Name 100 people that shit in this spot. Bookshelf. Bing, number 1.
In what spot, though?
The bookshelf, just the bookshelf. That could be anywhere on the bookshelf. It was the number 1 answer.
Okay.
This has actually been a show, like if it's...
I know that he did Family Feud, but that question was not on Family Feud.
Yeah, what if it actually was? It would not, because they
don't use that type of language on Family Feud.
Well, they probably use poop.
Well, you imagine he's like, where do you normally poop? And the guy goes, ding.
That is not an answer. Steve Harvey would probably be cackling himself. He's like,
survey says, ding.
It was the number 6 answer.
You barely got it, but good job.
Because the people were just laughing. That's what was happening. They couldn't answer the question. They're like, he said poop.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Would you ever be on Family Feud?
Yeah, I would. I don't know how I'd do. It really depends on the categories of questions. Because, I mean, that makes everything. If they were doing pop culture references, like some other shows, don't put me in.
You're like, don't put me in, coach.
No, I won't even know the name. I'll say the name and I'll be like, huh?
Yeah, you'll be like, Timothy Siobhan. I don't know if you guys have seen our skit that we put out recently. It was a Taylor Swift one. I made the script for it, and I gave him most of the speaking parts. And let's just say it was a rough filming day.
If there was like live cockroaches here, all of them would be dead in Eden.
That day?
That day.
Because you were hangry?
Yes. Precisely.
He was having a rough time memorizing his lines, and then he'd get mad at himself, and then he was like, oh, I'm so hungry. And I was like, do you want to eat? And he was like, no.
I learned that my short-term memory is not good, and definitely not good when I'm hungry.
Definitely not.
They should have me on the Snickers commercial. Just get the snippets of me going off being like, oh my God, I can't remember it. Yeah, I think that had to have been one of them that I did.
Probably. What's the line? Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, man. Yeah. It was definitely rough filming.
And then you finally saw a film that Timmy was in, which we talked about last podcast, Dune 2.
Yeah, Dune 2. They're also making a TV show based off it where they're doing it 1,000 or 10,000 years before that happened. Completely different characters. Not a single one is the same, which makes sense. But they're running off with a show with that. It did a lot better, too, in the box office. Just in March alone, it made 800,000 more, was the whole entire time that the first Dune was out, 500,000. So it did a lot better. And it made sense because just the Zendaya was not really in the first movie. Like, she was like snippets of it, but she was way more engaged in the second one. And the second one just had a lot more elements that made sense for the movie as well too, like why people would be more attracted to it. It made sense. The first one absolutely lost with stuff until the end, and I was like, okay, I'm putting it together. But man, that first like hour was like rough of trying to figure out who are these people.
You're like, y'all are introducing too many people. Who?
Yeah, and just their names and then like what their associations were. There was just way too much confusion. But the second one, a lot more clarification on these people and a lot more like ways of showing what he's creating himself into, basically, or what people saw him as. So yeah, it's definitely a good movie overall. I mean, that's why the whole 28th podcast, I was going back, I thought I was mean. I thought I was mean because the way that like I was so much in thought, like I had to process so much more, but it ended up turning out fine. I liked it. I was able to get a lot of clips from it, which I haven't really been posting, but yeah, today was definitely not a day I was doing that specifically. I want to make sure that the skit got out before we did any of that other stuff, so yeah.
Slay. Would you watch Timmy and Willy Wonka?
He's in Willy Wonka?
The remake that they recently did. It's like
I
a
wouldn't
musical.
even watch the remake. I already know what Willy Wonka. I think I've seen that.
But this one's a musical.
Oh no, I'm absolutely
Timmy
fine.
sings in it.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not gonna be there. I'll watch like a clip of it.
It's already out.
Oh, I don't need to watch it. Like,
Okay, so you're not a Timmy fan.
no, I don't need to see another Willy Wonka when I've already eaten a shit ton of chocolate in my life.
You're like, I am Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I mean, I had the golden ticket and then I put it in the paper shredder on
So
free
you
shred
weren't
day.
Willy Wonka. You were the kid.
I was still Tillamy Chalamet.
Timothy is Willy Wonka. So you were not Timothy Chalamet.
Wait, he's Willy. Okay, this has got to be the worst movie ever.
Okay, a lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah.
So.
I don't even know why a musical too.
A lot of like things recently are becoming musicals. Did you
Oh,
hear about
great! They're doing that too.
they're remaking Wicked, which is coming out on Thanksgiving, and that one is a musical, but
Yeah,
it started
yeah.
off as a musical. But
Okay, well then that's fine. It already started off as a musical. Willy Wonka was not. I mean, they had some musical elements. Oopa oopa doopity doo. I'm gonna put the blueberries in you.
they did not say
They
that.
did not. They would.
That's actually
That was
a
the-
TMZ exclusive clip.
I was gonna say that was a deleted scene.
You got the exclusive look at it here.
Yeah, deleted scene.
It's just you dressed up as an Oompa Loompa singing the song.
Holy shit! I would be small enough at that time. All they would have to do is put some like face type thing on me. I don't know, when did Willy Wonka come out?
Like the original one?
Yeah,
I don't know.
if it's before I'm born, that's great. Ooh, 1971.
Damn, it's old.
Oh yeah, that's way old. But I don't know about this one. Well, was it actually 1971? Oh, see, I see the official trailer called Wonka right there.
But when did the other one come out? Because that's the one that we watched, not the original.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Wait, they're playing it on Wednesday, June 19th? Okay, yeah, it's a musical, Fantasyland. Oh, 1971. Was it actually 1971? There's way too much information on here. Please, I just need one answer.
It's gotta be like the 2000s, right? Or the 90s, maybe?
I want to say that, I mean, they've re-released the anniversaries of them, which is just making them look better. But I think that it's just based off the actual one. But I really don't know. Their structure on Wikipedia with that, probably fucking 0 out of 10. Please do not give me that again.
Aren't the people that do the Wikipedia pages, aren't they just like volunteers? Like they don't get paid to do it. It's just like...
Wait a minute. This don't even look like the right movie.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's the original.
Oh. Then what is the remake then?
It's the one with Johnny Depp in it.
Why are they not giving me years?
Willy Wonka movie with Johnny Depp.
Movies in order. Thank goodness. Oh, here it is. Probably the 2005 one.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then Wonka in the UK. Yeah, so it is probably this one, the 2005, which would make complete sense. So, yes, I would be an Oompa Loompa because I would be of a small age. I was probably still small at that time. And then they dressed me up as a giant blueberry.
The Oompa Loompas are not blueberries. They are orange.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You like looking like you got a bad spray tan or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I am burnt right now, so.
No, not the same thing. Like, you need to look orange.
No, that's pretty easy. What I do is I start drinking sunblock.
Sunblock is not orange.
What sunblock are you using?
I thought you were going to say, I drink Sunny D to turn orange.
That is a smart move, actually. Sunny D is proven to change colors.
Like the drink or to change your colors?
I'd rather not discuss those details.
That reminds me of Pop Tropica when you can change your character's skin color to like pink.
Well, you can? That's disturbing.
Oh wait, no, maybe it's your hair color. When you're at the 24 Carat Island and you get whatever color drink you want and then you drink it and it changes your hair.
I want to say, okay.
It's at that first diner.
I know why that happens because Carrot Top is a real person. Oh, yeah, where you're doing the mixology type thing. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think that's possible.
Did you ever, as a kid, like, you know when you would like go into McDonald's and you have your little cup and you're getting drinks, did you ever mix all the drinks together and drink it?
Yeah, I thought we all did that.
Well, I was just asking, sir. Damn.
No, it was kind of like when we did Slurpees, too. We layered that. It didn't matter what it was.
Give me every flavor.
I was like, I mean, there was some non-preferable flavors. I wouldn't like some root beer up in that shit. I like Starburst, Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola. Do I drink that? No, and you shouldn't either.
We actually have a TMZ exclusive where you have a bunch of Slurpee cups in your car. That's actually all that's in there. And sometimes you accidentally drop them off during your deliveries.
How does that happen? Did they just land in somebody's bag?
Yeah, because they're all up in your car.
Are they, like, empty?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you're a Slurpee fan.
Oh, dude.
And then you always grab your Slurpee and a candy before you leave.
Okay, I have a really good idea. What if the next time I go driving, I put one of the bags over my face and like, cut out eye holes? Not the mouth,
and then
though.
Suffocate.
Not the mouth.
It does say on the bag not to give to children, so I'm not sure why you got that bag in the first place.
Well, I'm not a child anymore, so I can drive with a bag if I want.
I can suffocate myself if I want to, damn.
Well, it's mainly so, like, it gives a challenge. Like, you know when you come up to a fire hydrant and you want to just, like, jump over it? I have the ejection seat in my car.
I thought you were going to say, it's a good way to not be detected when I'm on the toll road. And they're taking a picture, and all they see is a plastic bag on somebody's head.
They're like, we don't know who it is, but we see the license plate. Let's look up his name. And then in my ID picture, I'm wearing a bag.
Your ID picture, you tell the person taking it at the DMV, you're like, I have to do this, please. You actually hold them at gunpoint because they tell you that you can't.
And then I have the president on the other line on my BlackBerry.
Like, I got the president on the phone, so you better. let me wear this bag in my face. So then when they look you up in the system, they're like, we have no idea who this man is. You walk into the airport, your passport is you with the bag on your face.
And then what's the name? And it shows Squilliam.
Squilliam Fancy Son. And you're like, don't question it. I got the president on the phone.
Yeah, and then they're like, all right, let me talk to the president then. Shit, you think you can touch my BlackBerry? This is pure gold. You're gonna have to talk at a distance while I'm holding it, okay? And that's the face while they're talking to the president.
The whole time.
You have to hold that face too. Like, if not, you get shot by the president because he's on the phone with his sniper buddy who's in the conference call, aiming a red dot at your forehead.
Sounds like a brutal life.
It is, but it's kind of fun.
Like the thrill, the adrenaline of it?
Yeah, especially when I'm underwater. I'm like, oh, bullets don't travel through water that well.
But the bag floats off your head.
No. The bag, I strap it down with...
Okay, so now you're even more suffocated than before.
Yeah, and then I'm riding a shark.
So you can befriend a shark?
No. I think what I do is I cut off its tail, and then I swim back to the surface, and then I ask for a transplant.
So like, instead of legs, or like instead of a butt?
Oh, instead of a butt. I don't shit.
You're like, I don't shit, I just swim.
Which, I don't know if it was a true story, if I am thinking it was a fictional thing, but there are people who have had their shit sewn up before. You die. You can't get out waste if it doesn't have a place to go.
That's why you don't eat waste, and then you don't have waste. Problem solved.
Is it considered waste?
What?
Like just food in general?
Everything.
Is it waste?
Even the air you're breathing.
You're partially right, though. You mean the air that you're breathing? I'm the one putting out the deadly farts right now. But but everything that is like eaten in that context could be considered that. I'd also consider vehicle waste. Because it's not repurposing itself, it's destroying itself.
Same.
What does that even mean?
Only the Gen Z will get it.
When you just said same to the context of that?
Yeah.
How?
You're not Gen Z, you won't understand.
Oh yeah,
You're
you
too
are
old.
just outside of it.
Yeah, I'm technically... So they made a new thing in between Millennials and Gen Z called Zillennials.
Yeah.
So not only do I have to be a middle child in real life, I also have to be a middle child for what generation I'm part of. I can't be a millennial or a Gen Z, I'm a Zillennial.
Which makes complete sense because you usually wear lobster claws around the house.
Yeah, no. So I guess I'm a Zillennial.
What does that like entail? Like what is that? What did they describe those people as?
I don't know, because I used to be a millennial, and now I'm a Zillennial.
I guess
Maybe I just understand Gen Z slang, and millennials just don't get it. I don't know.
Oh, you had it. People born between... You are not a Zillennial. I'm not even a Zillennial.
People born between... What? No. That's an AI overview, dog. Get out of the AI overview.
Dude, are you kidding me? It has it right here.
Zillennials, also known as cuspers.
Oh, it's on Reddit? That's where it's pulling this from? Oh, I see another thing. It says Student Beans Business. Dude, I am not pressing that. Why are they doing that to me? Oh, here we go. Even though they've done some, is it demographic on the cusp of millennium? What is this? Oh.
Why did you type on demographic?
Younger baby boomers. Okay, can we get some years? Zillennials protesting climate change. Why is that the picture that they're using for putting that?
They're trying to show you what Zillennials do.
Yeah, it's in.
Birth
Well,
date and
here we go.
age.
Are born roughly between 1992 and 2002. So technically, we're both of them.
Exactly.
We're both of them. You were claiming that. No, it's only me. But this is the actually one.
This is the actually one.
Yeah. Define the. Oh, they're the cuspers or these ones. I don't know. I actually don't believe this. Because where did this even come from?
It came from that's like, you know, when they tried to add more signs into astrology for like no reason at all. And one of them, I think there was only one day in the year that you would be considered that sign.
Oh, yeah. It was like in March.
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do with this.
Yeah, whoa. Millennials are very opinionated, is one of the sources right there. Yeah,
Everybody's opinionated. Some people just express their opinion more than others, and I guess
our generation, our choice. Okay, I don't get this. I'm not a part of this group of individuals right here. Price elasticity of demand. Why is that even on here? But even like what I'm wondering is who even decides this?
somebody that's got way too much time and money on their hands.
Yeah, like Gen Z, like where do you come up with this stuff?
Gen Z, like when you think about it, Z is the last letter in the alphabet. Are they trying to say that they're the last generation that'll be around?
Yeah, but it went from millennials to Z. How does that even make sense?
I don't know. I didn't make it up.
I think that this is all hoopla.
It's hoopla.
Like ultimately, I don't understand how that has anything to do with.
What's English? What's the next generation gonna be called?
Well, it would have to be after
Gen
2012
Pluto.
because that's what it's saying. Well, what do we even call this? Like, if I'm looking up these different categories of stuff, what do you even call it?
What are the generations called? Because it says
Oh,
the newest micro generation.
So generation.
Generation X,
Names?
Generation Z. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, by parents.com. Why is it on there?
Can only parents read this, or?
Oh, maybe. Should we get out of the site?
Well, I'm not a parent, so unless you are.
Yeah, I thought you were just claiming I was. The greatest generation, the GI. Who made this?
GI generation, like G.I. Joe?
The silent generation?
They didn't speak at all.
Oh, the fear of communism swept the country. That's why they were silent.
They were actually forced into silence. And the baby boom, they started blowing shit up.
And then Gen X, they actually just started slashing everybody.
And then millennial.
Wait, they were given LGBT. I don't believe this statement. How
Between
in
1965
No, this is
to
when...
1980.
Yeah, but okay, the LGBTQ rights plus rights not there. In 1965 to 1980, we were just getting civil rights during this time.
A shifting landscape that would give rise to
Yeah.
LGBTQ
Yeah.
rights. It's not saying that they got rights. It's saying it would give a rise to
would
it.
give rise. Why aren't the millennials then? Because definitely LGBTQ wasn't even talked about till the 2000s.
Well, look at millennial. Ends
They're
at
idiots.
1996.
No.
You're just saying that because you're not one anymore.
Oh, it's Generation Alpha. That's the one that we're in. Oh, so it started at A again. So it's a new generation. Anybody from 2010 to 2024,
Alpha.
they're gonna be alpha males.
Excuse me. Oh, they're gonna be alpha females, sir.
What?
You said alpha males. You're exploding.
Well, I've never heard the term alpha females. I've heard
just made it up.
Oh wow!
Now you need
girl power.
Why is there a baby on that video?
Yeah, well, I don't know. What are we doing? They're talking about personality traits. I'm not interested. Where did this naming go? Where did
the generational names come?
Where did General Lee surrender? In the 19th century, possibility of permanent social change and the idea of rebellion. One of the fundamental social categories in society. Others consider generation less important than those. Yeah, it's not important. Oh, wait, here. Is all people born and living at about the same time regarded collectively? It's also the average period generally considered to be about 20 to 30 years growing up. But, like, what is the point of that? Like, I don't understand. Do you want, like, people to be more divided by giving them generational names now?
But search up, like, who came up with the generational names, not, like, who came up with generations. Because that's been around for, like, ever. But
no, it's not. It just said it started in the 1900s, and that's where it started, according to them. Neil Howe and William Strauss.
Fucking losers.
Who are these people?
Generational theorists is what it said.
Oh my gosh, you get that off my screen. This, yeah. GI generation started in the 1900s. Similar cultural traits, values, and preferences. So basically they just categorized individuals. But why, like, I just don't get it. Like, why does that matter?
Because everyone likes to put a label on things. It makes it easier for them to understand.
Well, like, to understand the different it's weird to me. It's weird that, like, that had to be put into something.
Did you know?
Yeah, no idea. I have no idea why that has to be incorporated.
Well, so it said United States, so does not every, like, country use the
Probably
generational names? Because I see people on, like, TikTok that, like, this generation that's been coming up be like, oh, watch out for the Gen Z people.
Oh, it's largely Western.
Okay, but it's not only here.
It's just, yeah, like, what generations around the globe?
Wait, trust in your AI approach is what the ad was.
You have one free article left this month at Harvard Business Review. I don't even think I'll use another one of those, so.
Uses another one tomorrow, and they're like, oh, your limit is up.
Yeah, because if you talk about, like, the baby boomers and then the silent generation, technically that would, like, involve everybody because they were quiet during that time, and that's what ended up getting them. So ultimately, if they were going to put that under the category of an individual, it would probably be for that place, like that area, that region, but they don't. They put it in mostly Western generations. I haven't even heard some of these. That's how I know it doesn't matter. Like the GI generation.
G.I. Joe.
GI Joe generation. Like, that's just odd.
The big ones that I know is baby boomers, millennials, and Gen Z, because that's who's talked about the most.
Alpha I've heard, like, maybe once or twice.
Never heard that. I didn't even know that they had a name.
Well, they had to have, and I'm sure the ones going forward are going to as well, because they're, like, I don't think alphas are, well, they might use this year as a rotating period, but again, like, I don't understand the point of it. Like, of the names, is that book became so popular to the point where it became a part of social structures now, where people recognize it as that. It's just, that's odd.
Again, people just like putting labels on things. They don't want it to be a question. They want it to be a set in stone fact. So that way, if you try to argue it, they're like, nope.
Well, it's not a set in stone fact. It's just a name for something. I don't know what you mean by that.
I feel like somebody would argue, though, that, like, no, that's who they are. look, there's evidence.
Yeah.
Even though it's just somebody that just made it up. With
Well,
nothing to really back it up and be like, yeah, like this makes sense.
Well, I guess just in general, that's how things are made up anyways, right?
Like everything.
Well, yeah.
Like words and what they mean.
Yeah. There's like
Because
energy.
we used to talk in hieroglyphics.
Well, okay. Mumbles too. Like, oh no, hieroglyphics. I mean, yeah, we probably drew what we could see, and then we eventually were like, oh! And then we saw like the words going through, and
we saw them in our head. It was like screenplay.
Or you could hear yourself like talking in a dream. I think that may have been like not only like us babbling and stuff, but like how we eventually became to communicate was from the dream.
I like cookies.
That came in the dream?
Yeah.
The Cookie Monster showed up real early, didn't he? It was like dinosaur times. And somebody had a dream, and they're like, we're making a Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster was actually a part of the dinosaurs.
He's actually the president of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, he was actually. He's very proud of it, too.
Yeah, we caught him. There was a bunch of crumbs on his like lips, and we didn't know what it was referring to. He actually just threw up recently, but they thought it was Cookie Crisp. And
They thought it was Cookie Crisp, but he only eats SpongeBob's grandma's cookies.
what a fucking stealer.
He's not a stealer. SpongeBob's grandma gives them to him.
And the kisses too?
No, that's only reserved for SpongeBob's
With the Corral Blue number 42.
Corral or Coral?
The Corral. Golden Corral 42. They dip it in a little bit of the pizza and a little bit of the spaghetti and a little bit of the steak juices, and then they end up throwing it on your plate topped off with ice cream and some marshmallows. That sounds absolutely amazing.
You guys can catch him at Golden Corral later. He's going to be doing the 24-hour challenge.
I don't think I'm allowed to be there for 24 hours.
There's some people that have tried to stay at Golden Corral as long as they can.
Oh, that's the challenge.
And some people like stay there for pretty much every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then they leave.
Oh, then they're not true champs. You have to stay overnight too. Hide up in the ceiling tiles.
You know this from experience?
No, but like when I saw the like push-up ones, you could easily get up in there. Have you seen the people?
How are you gonna make it up into the ceiling though without somebody seeing you jump into the ceiling?
You're in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. So this
Yeah,
is...
I got tactics. You're over here just like playing daylight in the kitchen. You're gonna do that.
You're like, guys, watch this.
And you're like, all right, fun and games. Come back down, and then they don't hear you up there. Oh, you must have got killed by the friendly rat.
Except he's not so friendly, apparently.
He's not. He will eat your Cookie Crisp.
And you happen to bring some in your pocket up there.
Do you remember the videos like in Walmart where people would hide in there for 24 hours and they'd hide behind the paper towels and the toilet paper?
Yeah.
I would love to do that. That sounds fun.
Walmart is filthy. Why would you want to hide in there?
Not in the paper towels area.
Oh, are you the janitor
I make sure
there?
nobody pisses there. But they can shit if they want.
Wow.
Yeah.
How amazing.
Yeah.
So you're going to do a 24-hour challenge in Walmart.
I don't know. You are right. Just the rest of Walmart's filthy. But that's like
you're also just going to see butt cracks as you're laying
No,
in
I'm
the
not. I'm
paper
behind.
towels.
I'm behind paper towels. So why would I be looking out?
Somebody grabs some to take home and they turn around and you just get...
That's when my knife comes out and I'm like, put that shit back.
like their butt or the paper towels?
Actually, I just slide the knife right into where the crack's at. And I'll be like, wait till you sit in the car, honey.
And they're like, where'd that come from? You're like, God.
And then all of a sudden something comes out of the paper towel box and it's a used box of Cookie Crisp. And they're like, what the hell just happened to me? Am I going delusional? Probably, because I'm on a shit ton of medications right now. Where's self-checkout?
They're going to go to self-checkout with all their paper towels?
No, more than that. They're going to clown shoes, afro socks,
What are Afro socks?
A pair of shark tentacles. I don't even think sharks have tentacles.
No.
Squidward does, though.
Squidward does. And you can't take them from him.
By force or with love?
Like, ever.
Oh.
Only he is the tentacle owner.
Why do you think his house is shaped the way it is?
It looks like a face. You remember when we were talking about that mirror? And how I would go to nap time and our parents had that mirror and it always scared me because it looked like there was a face on it. That reminds me of the way Squidward's house looks.
So every time you see it, you get a little frightened?
No, but it just reminded me of that. I think the mirror was definitely scarier. But his house kind of looks like him a little bit. Like with the nose.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to mean that, but like, what is it made out of?
Brick, concrete.
Bright concrete.
Stone.
Stone.
That would make sense. They're underwater. It's a stone
okay,
house.
but how is the pineapple underwater?
There's a sponge underwater too, and somehow he just doesn't
Okay,
inflate.
sponges go in the water. Pineapples don't live in the water.
Sponges don't live in the water, but they can go in the water.
Well, yeah, but
then they get big because they've absorbed water. But SpongeBob doesn't. He stays the same.
No, he doesn't. Have you seen the episode where he had the...
Sometimes he gets bigger, but not all the time.
Yeah, but sponges living in the water, starfish living in the water, squids in the water, sure. Pineapples.
Squirrels in the water?
Pineapples aren't in water.
They are now.
Like, it's not grown in water. People shouldn't be drinking it if they're lost
What
at
about
sea.
Karen? She's a computer. How is she in water?
Karen, let's not talk about it right now, okay? She's in a... Well, I mean, if you think about it, scuba divers can go down there and they have
She's not a scuba diver. She is a computer.
Don't take away from her hobbies, okay?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, she's a challenged woman. Or challenged computer. She's like Leapfrog if it got a boost up.
No, she is mean.
She's mean. Leapfrog was too. Are you kidding me? If you got a question wrong, he'd be like, sorry.
I think you had a defective Leapfrog machine.
I don't think I did. I think the Leapfrog machine that I was talking about is the one that I threw in the water and I tried to leap on like the leap pads, and then it was having malfunctions, and it was actually just a homeless man that I said, hey, can you fix it? And he said, yeah, and he recorded all these different files on there, so each time I would like complete like a lesson and be like, haha, let's go smoke crack. So it was pretty defective. I think it was the water that did it, not him.
Poor Leapfrog.
Yeah, poor old man. Oh, now he's old. I just said homeless. I'm giving out too much info.
It's better than giving out our location.
That is better than giving out our location. Our zip code is 68592.
What if you just gave out an actual zip code?
It is an actual zip code. It's 5 digits.
So whose zip code is it?
But when they're looking in Austin at zip codes, they're going to be like, yeah, none of these add up.
Congratulations,
We've already stated this. Oh, my God. All right, and this is the end of the podcast, though. So you got the location. Come by. Come see us. Don't tear out our hearts.
Don't bring roaches with you.
Yeah, well, bring them for me. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in today, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
I see us fade away. You just love wasting time. Heart on my sleeve, and I wonder if you regret all the fights, argue and sleepless nights, secrets and lips sealed tight.